I've been wanting to get a haze machine for a while. The lifted shadows, the blooming of the highlights and the way it transforms your light, and the dynamic depth that it adds to shots is one surefire way to make your shots more, dare I say, cinematic. But they can be expensive and they are pretty dang large.
And while this isn't exactly a haze machine, it is a great budget-friendly and portable alternative.
This is the Telesin C40 Fog Machine. It has a solid rating on Amazon, and it's very useful for photography, but also what we're more focused on, videography. Hey, I'm Dylan John. Now let's go over what this little guy can do, how to use it, and I will show you some behind the scenes of the example shots that you just saw.
Something I want to mention is that this video is sponsored by Telesin, so it's more of a showcase rather than a review, but my thoughts in it are still my honest ones.
It comes in this nice little carrying case, which is great because everything fits in one small safe compartment. So if you're thinking you might need it for a shoot, you can just toss it in your bag and know that you'll be covered. When you open it up, you have a bunch of different accessories that it comes with to help you achieve the smoke effect that you like. You have your standard straight and curved nozzles and diffusion foam to make the smoke finer. Telesin also added this T-shaped nozzle, which doubles the smoke output. Diffusion foam also comes with this nozzle, but I can't for the life of me find where I put it, so that is currently missing from these accessory shots. Just know that you'll have it for this T-shaped nozzle as well. You have the body of this little machine, the liquid that makes the fog, and the oil tank, which you just screw in. To fill it up, you just pop open this little guy right here, put in the liquid, make sure it's closed, and then screw on the protective housing and you're pretty much set. When you turn it on by holding the power button for a few seconds, you can cycle through the 4 different smoke effects. There's a free mode, a steam mode, a fog mode, and a dry ice mode. By cycling down in the menu, you can actually have it set to a duration timer, so it'll go off for that duration once you press the trigger button. And cycling down again lets you change how much smoke will come out with each press. And adjusting the next button will change how fast it comes out, essentially. And then all you do is press the big button at the top to have it work. A cool little feature that I really like is the fact that if you pull this out, you basically can use it as a remote control. So if you're busy behind the camera, you can have the remote with you and press it to get the effect, which is definitely useful if you're a solo creator. It feels pretty premium actually, and it fits in your hand nicely. It also has these striated grips around it, so if your hands get sweaty on shoots like mine do, you won't accidentally drop it. Some other nice touches Telesin added was a non-slip pad on the bottom, which allows this thing to grip surfaces better so it doesn't slip or fall over that easily. And a 1/4-inch thread screw, so you can mount this on a light stand, maybe use the remote control and have it out of frame going off whenever you press the button. The battery lasts for about 30 minutes of continuous use, so that is you going ham for 30 minutes, which is unlikely that you'll be doing that. You'll probably only be doing short bursts with this, and if you do decide to go all out and make it look like a bomb went off in your room or wherever, the C40 has a built-in heat protection in it, so if it's getting too hot, it should shut off and keep you and your machine safe. As far as charging, it takes about 2.5 hours to charge via the USB-C port on this side. This is a very janky setup, but hopefully it turns out okay. We have a little overhead light. We have the PavoTube 2C acting as our fake television. I did a pretty terrible job at motivating moonlight here by putting a piece of diffusion in front of a gelled up Godox SL60W, and then we have some practicals in the back just to create more depth and add a warmer look in the background. So here's what this shot looks like just by itself without the smoke. And then let's go ahead and start adding this in. And what I've been doing that I actually prefer is just switching it to the fog mode, and that automatically sets it on full viscosity, so the amount of smoke that comes out, as well as full fan speed. So it's a quick way to dispense all of the haze that you're trying to make. And then what I've been doing, this seems to be the most effective at just dispersing it, is just blowing out. So pressing the button here, and just kind of dragging, breathing it into the environment. All right, that should hopefully be good enough. The big reason to use this is it'll create some dynamic atmosphere and depth by highlighting light in your shot. And just notice how this shot seems to have a little more character. The light has some nice bloom in the different areas of the shot, and it just adds a unique look to this digital shot that I quite like. And you'll get the best effect if your scene has some sort of hard light in it, which is a light that's usually pretty strong and casts well-defined shadows. As we can see by some of these example shots, the light beams that we're seeing caused by the haze in this scene was made possible by that hard light out of the frame. So the C40 with the low sun in this instance does a great job at highlighting the sun's light. Now, something I didn't do that well in a few of these examples is waft the smoke. So basically using something to wave it around so it spreads out and settles. So if you do pick this up, learn from my mistake and take time to fan out the smoke in your scene. Unless you're going for more of a visible look, like you'll see in certain scenes in movies. What's cool is that using this in your scene actually brightens up your shot since the light is bouncing off the white of the smoke. So you can actually get about a quarter to half a stop of extra light just by filling your scene up with it. I wanted to give you guys some different ideas on how you could use this, so I set up this janky product videography setup so we could use the C40 on this Mach T commercial. Don't judge me here, I realize this is not perfect, and I was shocked how quickly this plant that I cut started drooping. But oh well. So I used the dry ice mode with the T-shaped nozzle to have the smoke settle in the background to create kind of a misty forest ambiance. I'd never know how to say that. And then I switched to the straight nozzle and went to the steam mode to create a little fake steam coming from the tea mug here. It's not perfect by any means, but you get the point. This little tool is extremely useful for product videography and photography. If you're wanting to pick this up for your kit, there's a coupon code in the description that'll get you a Black Friday level discount, according to Telesin. Thanks a ton for watching. It means a lot, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.